Ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not,
Greetings, peasants, it is I, your Empress, and I'm here to talk about the second Nightmare Night episode of MLP, Scare Master. The one where Fluttershy learns to stop being such a scaredy cat and embrace the holiday spirit. Of course, we begin with what she does probably every day, which is board her cottage up against the monsters. But little does she know the greatest monster in all of Equestria is already in the house!
Oh no, you don't have any carrots? Do we have any other fresh veggies you may enjoy? Or maybe some hay? But that means I'll need to go out on Nightmare Night.
Yes, she'll have to go out and deal with the most frightening thing of all, cultural appropriation. I'm sure many people are upset by that joke for various reasons. Good. So, after another beautiful view of the town's decoration and some truly frightening children, we see Granny Smith has finally gotten into the Holy Spirit herself.
Is that the mummified pony that just leaped out at you? And what's that crunching sound beneath your hooves? Maybe it's the bones of ponies that didn't make it out alive. Bones? And are those pea or grapes? Or 1,000 slimy eyeballs staring at you from beyond the grave?
After making her escape, Fluttershy goes to Twilight's castle where she finds out Spike is apparently going as headbanger this year. He convinces her to stop being such a giant wuss and to join in on the girls' fun, such as telling scary stories, although Pinky's leaves something to be desired.
And then it got very, very quiet. And suddenly they realized the balloons had never been inflated!
On the other hoof, Rarities raises an interesting question.
Did I ever tell you about the night that the mannequin came to life and haunted all the costumes?
What happened?
I just told you, darling. A mannequin came to life, haunted all the costumes.
Namely, did that actually happen or is that just a story? Because in this world I can believe both. Before we can get an answer, Fluttershy comes in and tells them she will indeed be joining them all for Nightmare Night. And the Rainbow Dash handles it with her usual amount of tact.
Seriously? You? Out? Tonight?
She then goes for Rarity for a costume, which includes an outfit that would never make into Equestria girls, a feeble peasant that hopefully will be on fire, and a callback. But she finally settles on, I don't know, Pony Marie Antoinette or something. Though, not surprisingly, Fluttershy has a problem with it.
What? No good?
What if we encounter something terrifying and need to get away quickly? All those layers could slow me down, or worse, make me trip.
Oh, I never considered that.
So, she tries for a simple masquerade ball costume, but again, Fluttershy has a problem with it.
A mask?
No?
They can just be so difficult to see out of.
Yes, but this one has eye holes.
What about being able to see what's to the left or right of me?
I suppose your vision would be somewhat obscured.
I can see why she never went out before. Apparently fun is a thing she's afraid of too. At least the other girls have no problem with the costumes Rarity made for them. Although Rainbow Dashes continues the Nightmare Night trend of costumes that raise far too many questions for this world. At least Fluttershy finally decided on what her costume is.
I'm going to a masquerade ball. Without the mask.
Oh, just call her Morticia Adams and it'll be fine. They then decide to go play some games, include Pin the Horn on the Alicorn. I honestly can't tell if that's offensive or not. Although Fluttershy has a completely different reason to be upset about it.
Well, it's just that if I'm blindfolded and somebody were to leap out in front of me, I'd never have the chance to defend myself.
As well as bobbing for apples.
Fluttershy, what's wrong? It's just that, what happens if when my head is deep down in the water, some kind of scary monster appears? How would I even hear to know I was under attack?
And even eating candy.
Here, take it! What are you waiting for? Well, it's just, what if when I'm eating one of these chewy taffies, my mouth becomes glued shut and I can't scream for help?
And it's at this point I can't tell if she's being far too timid or genre savvy, because those are things that have all happened in horror movies. But after giving her Manfred a good smack for being rude, Twilight comes up with the idea that Fluttershy should try to scare them. Again, Rainbow takes it well.
Her scaring us? Oh, you're being serious.
This is why you get hit, Rainbow. So, later in the evening, the girls show up at Fluttershy's cottage, where she reveals the most terrifying thing. She's a weeb! Honestly, though, I'd like to see how the pony version of some of those animes played out, because they get really dark. Deciding that's more embarrassing than frightening, the others leave, and Angel finally puts his furry foot down.
You're right. I've been taking baby steps. I think it's time for grown-up ones. I don't suppose you have any ideas how I could do that?
This is the face of a creature that's been planning this for years. I told you, he's evil. And yet somehow less disturbing than this. And before I can even begin to question that, Pony Jason shows up. And I also don't know if that's just a pony dressed up as Jason or an actual Jason pony. But either way, it shows this world's a lot more darker than we ever thought it would be. Oh, and also here's the obligatory soundbite. Speaking of darkness, Big Mac tries to scare them by reminding them that the Dark Universe tried to be a thing, and Rainbow seems less than impressed in the pile of bones laying around the corn maze. You know, Ruby convinced me to set up a haunted maze/house for the minions. I'd have one of them come out here and tell you how it is, but so far none of them have made it back. Which to me means it's a rousing success. And yet I'm sure what's ever in our maze doesn't raise nearly as many questions as these humanoid ghosts that show up. And proving that she's the whitest of the group, Rarity trips over her own dress as they all run away. Which Fluttershy actually called out, didn't she? Well, I guess it was genre savvy after all. But the rest surely aren't, because they fall down a hole and come face to face with, oh hey wait, I know that guy, it's
my creature from the sea!
Good to see you got some work past the 80s. And then the girls recreate that lost teaser trailer from the first Spider-Man movie and are almost eaten by the sea creature before Twilight remembers she could just teleport them out of there. And then they come face to face with the greatest version of Fluttershy ever! Yes! Do it! Kill! 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 Kill!
Oh my! I'm so sorry. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, of course she doesn't. Because it turns out this was all an elaborate prank her animal friends helped her set up. And she gives some lesson about being okay to not like what your friends like, or blah blah blah. She's underneath the bed again. And that was Scare Master, an episode that had a lot of potential, but had to pull itself back because it's a kid's show. Also, to date, the only other Nightmare Night episode we've ever had, and I feel it's a crying shame. We're getting a 44-minute Hearthwarming special after having about 3 episodes about that. Where's my Nightmare Night special? I think I'm gonna have to go have a chat with someone down in Hasbro's headquarters. I think it's time for heads to roll. Kinda like this.
Granny?
And it's so easy when you're evil. This is the life you see. The devil tips his hat to me. I do it all because I'm evil.